Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. In today's video, we are going to take a close look at the Nintendo 64. And simply because when it comes to this controller, particularly the controller, I think a lot of people didn't like it. Or this is a love and hate relationship. I can tell you that I never really hated it, but it was a very strange solution where you can actually play in different positions. Nevertheless, I played a lot of, let's say, GoldenEye 64. So for me, it's not maybe the best controller, but I not really, let's say, hated it. However, when it comes to newer generations, here it's getting really interesting. I had a massive brain fart because the Retro Fighter had different kind of versions. This is the Switch and the PC version. Brawler 64 comes in different kind of variations. Yeah, and I wanted to have the N64, but I ordered myself the Switch version. Yep, kind of confusing, doesn't matter, because I still wanted to see how the overall quality is. And that's what we're going to be finding out. Is this thing the ultimate controller now for the N64? Because you can just actually buy this thing, it doesn't matter, because it will come with a different dongle. So the controller quality, I can tell you that this thing is absolutely great. The feel of it and just the form factor, this is how the original controller should be, or should it be back in the day. One of the interesting features when it comes to the joystick. So you can see over at the side, we have a very interesting choice, because this is more like a guidance system or something like that. Because when you're actually going to be using it, you do have this a special feel, and it is something that I've personally never seen before with controllers. But if you're going to be using this for emulation of N64, all of the, let's say, actually the original buttons are where they should be. So first of all, when you're looking at the original controller, they placed the joystick here in the laptop corner, don't have the weird shade anymore. And when you're looking at the D-pad, it does have a completely different feel, but also a different kind of shape, even with a nice curve to it. So we do also have the L and R and the Z buttons over here. So that is kind of cool. So you can actually use this thing for indeed PC. So this is like a multifunctional controller. Okay, so where I don't have the original, let's say, controller, let's say, adapter, we also have the ones from Retroscaler. You can pick them up for not a lot of money. You can actually connect all kinds of Bluetooth controllers. Let's say an original Nintendo Switch controller or on PlayStation 3, whatsoever, that is all possible, which you can actually see over here. So PlayStation, Xbox, even the Wii and all kinds of controllers. Switch Joy-Cons is saying over here, and Xbox Series X and S. So if you want to connect yourself like a controller, you don't want to buy this, you can also do that. Just grab something from your collection and just use it for your N64 if you actually want that. But of course the Brawler 64 has their own receiver that I don't own. Yep. Doesn't matter, we're going to be testing it out anyway and just play some games today. So where this is actually not the most ideal situation, I did manage to connect the controller with the Retroscaler, so like I say, adapter. So what you actually needed to do, you can just oversee over here, they're having two LEDs at the moment, like powered on. So the weird thing is about it, if you're going to be pairing this controller, you need to hold the small button over here. It will automatically get into the search mode of the Bluetooth connectivity. However, if you need to connect this with an N64 like I did, you need to hold it and hold B at the same time. And as you're going to be doing it right, you will automatically get into the special digital mode. Okay, so start off with some racing. And the first thing I noticed that the joystick is really sensitive. I cannot use the D-pad with this particular game, so that's a little bit of a downside. However, I must say that this controller is so much more comfortable to actually playing than the N64 one. Oh, and I already messed it up. The input for the A, B button are kind of clickish, also very long travel, but I do like it. Another cool thing is that both of the trigger buttons will be the turbo. But playing is absolutely such an improvement. But it doesn't help my driving skills, that's a fact. I want to be clear, the Brawler 64 is absolutely a great controller so far. However, I picked up the PC/Switch version, so we're going to be moving to the Switch and play some games there. We start off with some Super Mario. Well, let's see how it actually works out. The rumble function on this thing is quite nice. What's kind of weird that the button has been swapped over here, so the A and B are not actually the A and B at this point, but doesn't matter. So navigating and the rumble function is quite comfortable. What I find very interesting is that this, let's say, feeling you're having with the joystick, particularly when you're coming, let's say, trying to make it like a 360, it's absolutely great. But for the next part, what I want to do is seeing how the D-pad is. Okay, I just need to figure out what button are what. Okay, that's kind of weird. I would expect to have the buttons over here, but from the menu I think we need to reconfigure everything. Oh, there we go. Okay, so when it comes to the movement of the D-pad, that is absolutely great. I do get myself my ass kicked over here. Yeah, that's a fact. Because out of the box, all the controls are completely, like, completely messed up. So there's a little bit of a downside. But where the D-pad is absolutely amazing. Let's see, let's do a Shoryuken. That seems to be working all fine. Well, let's move on into a racing game. So one of the things I keep doing is pressing the home button over here. I'm so used at the select and start over here, that's not the case. But I was curious how the controller will feel. And again, the rumble is absolutely amazing. The joystick is very responsive also for racing games. Oh, this is such a funny game. Okay, what just happened? The intensity of the rumble function, the combination with this crazy game is absolutely awesome. The joystick is very responsive to the point that it's not like too sensitive. This is just absolutely great. But then remains the question, is this thing a great controller for your N64 and for other solutions like the Switch? How about if you're going to be comparing this with the Pro controller of the original Switch? So price point, of course the Pro is absolutely more expensive. So, but is it a very good replacement? So I think if you're going to be playing N64 games, yeah, I think this is going to be an overall great experience because you do have the original layout and the controller is absolutely comfortable, where I love the Pro controller as it is. So when it comes to the joystick and D-pad, it's completely different from the Brawler 64. I think you need to think about a controller like this if you just want to use it for like N64 gaming. And yeah, if you want to have this for, let's say, just everything, it is possible. But for me, I personally prefer to have a controller like this with just an ABXY and the original configuration. But yeah, that is all of a personal thing and my opinion about it. The Brawler 64 can be a quite interesting option, and not only if you just want to replace your original N64 controller. And yeah, I made a mistake of buying the Switch/PC version, not that it's bad or something, but I actually wanted to test it out and also use an N64. I did like a quick, let's say, testing with this, let's say, tiny thing of the blue retro. Will not recommend doing that simply because we don't have the option for a memory card and some other features that we have with the N64. But I just wanted to use it as it is for the video and can also check out the digital part for the input. If you want to do some emulation, maybe this would be great if you want to test out emulation, use the Bluetooth connectivity with some Batocera and having great overall experience with N64 games. Thank you all for watching, consider subscribing, and it would be great to see you in the next video.